This is episode 104 of Off Script with Trish Glose, intimate interviews with interesting people. I am tickled pink to have Leanne Morgan, comedian, wife, and mama, joining me via Skype today. Hi, Leanne.
Hello, you beauty. Hello.
I am so excited. I just told you a quick disclaimer. I was made in Georgia, and I'm from South Carolina, so my accent is definitely going to come out in this podcast interview.
Oh, good. I hope so. I heard of it, so I think you're right.
You're in Knoxville, right? Knoxville, Tennessee?
Yes.
Where are you from originally? Knoxville?
Middle Tennessee, a farming community of 500 people that grows dark fire tobacco on the Kentucky-Tennessee border.
Well, what was that like growing?
Trish.
Sorry, what was that? I cut you off.
On my neck.
Oh.
Or does this make me look like a Mennonite? Which I love the Mennonites. Don't get me wrong, but okay. I want to be pretty for you. You look beautiful in that.
I said, show some skin, right? Let it breathe. Just let it breathe.
Yeah, well, this is crepey right now. But I want people to see that I've got hair. I want them to see that. I do have hair.
You do. I think you look beautiful. What was it like growing up in Middle Tennessee?
Middle Tennessee near Nashville. So right at the, I'm about 35 miles from Nashville on the Kentucky-Tennessee border near Clarksville, Tennessee, that had Fort Campbell, a big army base there. But I didn't get to go over there much. I stayed in the farming country. But yeah, just rural farming outside of Nashville, Tennessee.
Okay. What was that like?
Sweet. I had wonderful teachers, and they all went to church with me, and I grew up with the same people from kindergarten till we graduated. I graduated 42 people. We didn't know what marijuana was, but we couldn't write a paper either. And but it was sweet. It was. Oh, I got a beagle. I got a beagle. Oh, I'm so sorry, Trish. Gigi, honey. There's a cat that torments them outside the window. Oh, murder.
It's fine.
Hey, baby. Oh, Trish.
Hey, you know what? If you need to take care of the puppy dog, go for it.
Okay, I'm gonna go tell her. I'm gonna shut the window so she can't see the cat. Okay.
It happens. This is real life, you know?
Yeah, let me turn on my light. It looks like I'm in a dungeon. Okay, so my the town that I'm from has a legend, and it's part of Tennessee history, and it's been several movies, Hollywood movies and books written about it, and it is called the Bell Witch, Bell Witch, and it the last movie was Sissy Spacek and Donald Sutherland, and so I mean it's had big movies written about it. So it's the story of a witch that killed people in a family in Middle Tennessee. And so people come from all over the world to see if they can find the Bell Witch in my little town.
Wow. That's freaky.
Yeah, raised in that was frightening. So I constantly ate Tums with my grandmother because I was worried there was a witch that was going to come and get me.
So I need to know, do you come from a big family?
It's just my sister and me, but lots of extended family, a lot of people that still around there, grandparents. I was raised with my grandparents. You know, they were right down the road. They took me to school, and all my cousins, you know, a lot of cousins.
Oh yeah. I've got lots of cousins. Do you have a funny family? Is your family funny?
Yes. My mom and dad are both very funny. My dad's kind of a storyteller, and my mother is very quick-witted and is 77 years old and has had a massive stroke a year and a half ago. And I'm telling you, she is still so funny. And her mama, Mary, everybody talked about how funny she was. And she was funny when I was growing up. She was a real short, wide woman and had huge breasts. And we laid on her like a mattress. And she cooked 3 meals a day and wore a house dress and shot a gun out. She hung up all of her clothes, and she had real big panties. And we'd say, Nanny, your panties are so big. And the crows would sit on her clothesline, and she was a real good shot. She would put the gun out the window and shoot at them so they wouldn't poop all over her. Yeah. And she raised chickens and never threw away anything. I mean, used everything and could have made a living off a flat rock.
Amazing. I come from a big family too. Very funny, like very, very funny people. Like we're always giggling and laughing. I don't know people who didn't grow up in funny families. I hate it for them.
I do too, and I think I married into one. My husband's very serious, and he always says, "Leanne, be serious about something. You make every joke out of everything." But it's helped us get through a lot. I think I'm not going to do what he says. I'm going to keep being me because I have to. That's how I cope.
Yeah, I actually wrote down a question for you. If you have a hard time with people taking you seriously because you're so funny.
Yes, I do, Trish. I do. I've been trying to buy a car this week, and because my car's about to fall apart, got over 35,000 miles on, lights are flashing in it. And I've been going to the car lots, and I can tell that they don't. Everybody, they're darling. We get our picture made and together, and they, go, "I got one for you," and it's always that kind of stuff. And I'll say, "Well, is that the bottom price on that?" "Oh yeah," and then keep on talking about something else. And I've said to my husband, because he's 6'4" and very serious and blank, and I said, "You need to go down there and tell them what's the bottom line, because I think they'll take you serious. I don't think they take me seriously, is what I mean. They don't. They just go, 'Oh, Leanne, you nut. Mm-hmm. It's going to be a amount of money.'" I think they would. I think he would do so much better at haggling. They don't. I just don't know. I know they're not. They're like, "Here, come over here, meet Stoney. It's his birthday. He hates his wife. Come here and get her picture." And I'm like, "How much is that car?"
So, growing up, were you entertaining growing up? I mean, were you funny as a little kid in high school?
I was. And, out in the country, like the insurance man would come, or, and State Farm man or something, I would get what is it called? Slip and bobby pins and put it around my hair, and then I'd do an impression chair for him. And then, when I was in high school, I was always tap dancing. I wanted to take lessons, but my little mama could not drive until she was 43, out in the middle of the country, and there was nowhere to take dance lessons. And I mean, you had to drive way into another town. So I was always wanting to tap and dance, and I would do commercials in my bathroom with bleach. And Lord, I mixed cleaning products. It's a wonder I didn't pass out. But anyway, in high school, my teachers would say, "We got to do this assembly or whatever. Let's let Leanne do. Leanne, come here and MC this event." Like, everybody always had me up in front of people.
Huh. So you started early then.
Yeah, it didn't scare me. I was like, "Okay, give me the mic, Roger."
When'd you meet your hubby?
When did I meet him? Oh, after many years, Trish, of horrible decisions and me that I wouldn't wipe my feet on now. After at the University of Tennessee, I went back to school. I had dropped out and was trying to figure out what I wanted to do. I went back to school, was waiting tables at this restaurant in Knoxville where we made a killing, and everybody wanted to work. And he came back to school to get an MBA, and we met at that restaurant. And so he's a little tiny bit younger than me, but had already got an undergraduate, worked 2 years, and then came back to get an MBA because he's very, very smart in books. And I'm smarter with emotional intelligence. But anyway, he very overachiever, type A, and I was, it took me like 9 years to finish, on and off, not through the whole thing, but and so very free-spirited, fun. I'm very fun. I didn't pay attention in school. I didn't. But they loved me. And And so totally opposite. And you know what he fell in love with me for? I think he's truly learned to resent me for now. He thought I was so artsy and fun. And now he's like, have you got your taxes together? Where are your receipts? And I'm like, they're in different purses.
Oh man, I know the receipt. I know that receipt argument. There's nothing like literally my gut flips anytime my husband goes, "Do you have the receipt for that?" And I'm like, oh.
I know. It's a terrible feeling. It's the same feeling that when he used to say, have you reconciled your checkbook? And I'd be like, oh, shit. And then I'd go down the bank, and I've got all these fun girls down at the bank. And they would I'd go, oh my gosh, y'all got to help me get my, and they go, okay, we've got it. And they take the whole day off and like figure out my banking. But darling, yeah.
That's good people.
Some can't.
I'm sorry, what was that last, what'd you say?
Some people can do math, some can't. We've all got to.
Yeah, I cannot do math. I am one of those who cannot do math. Your husband's name's Chuck, right?
Chuck.
I have a Chuck. Yeah. Mine's Chuck.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
What is his full name?
Charles Thomas Glose.
Pretty. Okay, I'm about to have my first grandbaby in December, little boy. And my son's name is Charles Fletcher, and he goes by Charlie. Cute. And so they're named this baby Charles something, and we don't know yet what. But at first they were saying we're going to name the baby, we're going to call the baby Chuck. And I thought, oh, their daddy, you know, was just this big, you know, type A man. I just can't imagine my little fluff of a baby being called Chuck. But I guess it's cute.
Yeah.
You know, you think of a big man, but.
And you guys will figure it out. Y'all will just figure it out. So when you went back to school, what'd you go for? What were you looking to get a major in?
I got in child and family studies in human ecology, and I loved it. And I wanted to be it was in crisis intervention counseling, and I wanted to be a family therapist. But I say that, Trish, I mean, I really did, and I loved it, and I loved my major, but I always knew that I would be in show business. I just knew it. I knew it since I was 5.
Why? Like, what was it about you that you knew that you were going to do that?
I feel like it was a God thing. I always just knew it. I felt like there was a voice that always told me that you're going to be doing this. And then I look back on my life now at 54, and I don't know where that came. I mean, I know it was, I feel like that voice inside you, that gut voice, I think comes from God. And I just always knew it. But I went to UT, and I tried to take a theater class, and the theater woman was in a tight bun, kind of like I've got on today. And she said, if you're not a theater major, get out. And I was devastated because I wanted to see if I liked that when I went back to school. And so I left because I'm a real follower. And so I never took theater classes. And I don't even know if there was a comedy club while I was in college. I don't think there was. The closest one probably would have been in Nashville or Chattanooga. And I didn't know that it was going to be comedy, but I knew it as clear as day after I had my first baby that I was going to be a comedian. But even I went on up in the Appalachian Mountains with Chuck. I had my first baby. I still, even through all that, I thought I'm going to be on TV, and I'm going to be in front of people. I don't even know how to explain it. I know it sounds weird. It's not the Bell Witch.
That actually gives me.
Mm-hmm. But
that gives me goosebumps a little bit, actually.
Well, and my mama would say she knew it, and she would say, you're going to be in show business. Like, she'd talk to me about it all the time.
So
it was great.
Yeah, but it's pretty amazing also. When did you know, hey, comedy, that's what I'm going to do? When did that hit you?
Well, when my husband and I were dating, my sister lived out in Huntington Beach, California, and we went to see her. And we went to LA, and I made him go on I'm trying to think what we did on that vacation. I know that we went on a tour in a hearse because I'm fascinated by old Hollywood and murder. So I got to see Charles Manson's, where all that happened. Anyway, we went in the Hertz, and he thought it was crazy. And then we went to the Comedy Store in LA, one of the most famous comedy club. And we went and watched comedy that night, and the whole time I thought, it's the first time I'd been to a club, and I thought, this is it. I can do this. I know I can do it. I know I can do it. And I just knew it. And then we got married, and we moved to the foothills of the Appalachian Mountains. He bought a used mobile home refurbishing business from a little old man. And he was about 26 years old. I was 27. And I got pregnant with my first baby. And I started selling jewelry for Premier. You know, like when your mama used to go to somebody's Tupperware party and somebody was selling Tupperware in the living room?
Yeah.
I sold jewelry so that I could stay at home and breastfeed my baby. And that jewelry company started noticing that I was booking a year in advance for my parties. And they asked me to start speaking. And what it was is I would go in women's living rooms and put out all this jewelry and eat dip with them. And then I would start talking about, I was supposed to be talking about jewelry and how, you know, a clip earring, you can put it on your pump and change the look of your shoe. And I instead was talking about breastfeeding and hemorrhoids and how my husband he didn't hear a baby crying in the night, and I was afraid to kill him and put him in a ditch. Anyway, women thought it was funny. And I started booking all those parties and stayed so booked up that the company noticed, and then they started asking me to speak at their big things. Well, it was a bunch of women in the audience, and they would come up to me afterwards and they'd go, "Oh my gosh, you should be a stand-up. You should be a stand-up comedian." And I look back on it, and it was my little comedy club in all these women's homes. I honed probably the first 30 minutes of my act in women's homes selling jewelry.
Yeah, that was your rehearsal.
Yeah, that was my comedy club.
Yeah.
It really was. And so anyway, then I went on to do a couple of things in Little Morristown, Tennessee. And then my husband sold that company and went to work for a big company that sent us to San Antonio, Texas. And there were clubs down there. And that's where I got started, in Austin, Texas.
Okay. I was going to ask, did you start doing stand-up in an actual comedy club?
Well, in Morristown, I did it at the hospital for the volunteers, and I'd get paid with a plate of cafeteria food.
Mm.
I would do the Rotary, like they'd say, "Can you come over here at the Rotary while your kids are in Mom's Day Out?" And I'd go take them to Mom's Day Out, and I'd go over something. And then when we moved to Texas, I would travel back and forth to Austin and do Chick Stick, which was just women, and it was like an open mic kind of thing. And that's one of the best clubs in the United States. Like, huge people have come out of there, and Margie that owns it believed in me and put me from opener to headliner for the first time in their history. And then Dennis Miller from Saturday Night Live, his brother is part owner in it. And he sent my first CD to the other brother, Jimmy Miller, who has Ellen DeGeneres and Will Ferrell and all them. And I got my first deal with ABC and Warner Brothers for my own sitcom.
Wow.
And Paula Deen was going to play my mother.
Oh.
And the writer's strike hit, and it didn't make it.
Dang.
It was dead. Yeah. So, but from there on, like, I've just always been in the game. I've been in Knoxville and raising 3 children. I've really been lucky. I've had so much opportunity come my way and so many wonderful things. I've had 3 television deals with major networks, but you know, it's just not the right timing or whatever. Now I think I'm too old and I'd be too tired to do a television show, and somebody had to put me on the IV. But I've gone on tours, and I've, you know, with other comedians, I've done television spots. I've been on Dr. Phil, Nick at Night, The View on ABC, just stuff like that.
Oh, no, I know you have. And what is it about comedy, though, stand-up specifically, that just gets you going? What is it about it that you love so much?
It's something like to be able to I'm a storyteller, so I'm not a joke writer, but to tell a story and then you feel that energy from an audience and they're with you and like their body, they're almost like been a like that when you hit that, there's nothing like it. There's nothing like it when it's your own and not every night your own. I mean, there's some nights where you think you welcome death. You want somebody to shoot you while you're on stage. It is not like there's been some terrible ones, but most of the time not. But when it's like a magic, I don't even know how to explain it. It's like magic, and there's an energy that it is like I guess what people feel like that are on show. It is electric.
Well, I have seen your face when you tell a joke and the audience goes nuts. And then you kind of make that face that you're making right now. It's just like pure joy. Like you're like, oh, I did that.
Yeah, it is. It is. And it's like you're with your best friends. And especially for me, I'm selfish to say that my fans, it's something about women and men come to my shows too, but I feel like I have a connection with my audience that is like we're friends. It's like being with your best friends. And I'm not mean. I've never, called somebody out and said mean stuff. I mean, I'm a mother. I'm pretty clean. I'm not, squeaky clean, but I'm like somebody you'd sit with and drink coffee and they get that from me. Mm-hmm. I think that is what has been so sweet. I get women that will bring their mother who's 70 something and their teenage daughter who is 18 or sneak her in and she's 14. And so I get multi-generational and it's like, they're like, I've known you all my life. And they hug me and love on me. And they're like, oh my gosh, my baby doo-dooed in the t-ball field or my baby doo-dooed at the rocks in preschool. And they were wondering, what is that? My baby's doo-doo ball. Like the things I've talked about, it must resonate with people so much. Not everything, but some things that people are, oh my gosh, you are married to my husband. Are you staring through my closet? Because that is me and my husband. I'm just talking about mine,
Yeah, that's what I think what makes you so funny. You talk about real stuff, like real life, poop and hemorrhoids and, the fact that you pee your pants a little bit when you sneeze. I mean, just it's real life. And I think other women are probably going, yeah, that happened to me too. And it's funny if you can laugh about it.
Yeah, I mean, I've just never, I don't know. I feel like something that's been good in my career is I feel like I'm pretty authentic. And what you see is what you get. Mm-hmm. And Paula Dean said to me the first time we ever met in a Harrah's casino in New Orleans when they wanted me to meet her and see if they were going to see if she would even work with me, if she even liked me. She was a huge deal at the time, on top of the world. And she said, tell me your story, Leanne. And so I told her, and she said, okay, I believe you're who you say you are. And I'll do it. But I think that has been something that I've been unique and in this business because I am a woman and I have raised my children. I didn't move to LA or New York. I live in Knoxville, Tennessee. I've been able to do it from here. And I'm really country and I don't try to hide it. But my comedy is not really about Southern humor. I just happen to have a heavy accent, but it's about everyday life. Yeah. And every woman, you could be an Arab woman in New York, and you feel the same way I do. I just happen to have a heavy accent. But what was I saying? I don't know. I got flustered.
This is the beauty of it. This is the beauty of it. Do you think the accent plays a role in being funny? I do.
I I think it's helped me. I don't think it's hindered me. I mean, I say that in Hollywood, they don't know how to deal with it. It's probably hindered me in some of my meetings in Hollywood because they don't know what to do with it. But is it for an audience? And I think people are fascinated by people from the South.
Mm-hmm.
I think they like us. I think that they think we're nice and polite. And, Elvis was from the South. I mean, there's something fascinating about it, I think.
I think it's, my husband kind of has mentioned this before. He thinks it's because we're a little self-deprecating and we don't take ourselves too seriously.
Well, I would say that is probably right.
Yeah. I have to tell you a super quick funny story. My Uncle Randy, he's gonna kill me, but one of the smartest men that I know, incredibly brilliant. But when he doesn't understand a concept, and this is a truly Southern phrase that I'm getting ready to spit out, if he doesn't understand a concept like assless chaps or something, just to throw that out there, right? His face kind of scrunches up and he goes, "Do what now?" And right, how many times have you heard that before, right?
A million, honey, a million.
And it's just that to me, every time I hear it, we all just giggle. We start laughing and giggling, and now we make fun of him because of it. We say it all the time.
My people say, "Do what now?"
Yeah.
My people say,
yeah.
"Oh, I love Randy." Did you say Randy?
Randy Floyd.
Randy.
Yeah. Yeah. No, he's hilarious. And again, I come from a very Southern, funny family, and there's humor within our family, and I'm sure it's probably the same for you, that people on the outside just don't quite get it.
Yeah,
for sure.
With my little mama, who is just, she is so like dynamic and funny that the people in her church, the 20-year-old girls say, "Lucille's my best friend." I mean, she's friends all ages, and they wanted, before she got sick, they voted her to be president of the men's club. And she's not a man, but they know that she's the smartest one, and they want.
I love that.
Isn't that sweet?
I'm
trying to figure. I don't want this to go, Trish. I don't want this to. Pray my phone will die on me, honey. All this technology, during the COVID. Don't trust this computer. Yes. Oh, murder. What is that doing? All right, hold on, my darling. Oh, all this is so. Are we back on?
We are.
It's like voodoo, and this COVID. I'm constantly on a Zoom meeting, and I'm doing, and I need to decorate so bad. Look back here, we just painted white.
Yeah.
And I look like I'm in prison, but all this is very new to me, to do all this, and everybody that has to deal with me, they're like, "Oh my gosh," it's just like dealing with somebody's grandmother that doesn't know how to do a voicemail.
Well, they're fine. They'll get over it. I do want to talk about your podcast. You have a podcast with a nurse practitioner.
Yes.
It's called Sweaty and Pissed. Now, whose idea was that? Yours?
My 21-year-old, Tess, said, I think I'm going to do a podcast with my nurse practitioner who's a hormone guru. And I said, "What should we call it?" She said, "Why don't you call it Sweaty and Pissed, because you're sweaty and pissed all the time." And I was like, "You know what? That's catchy." And so we named Sweaty and Pissed, Menopause and More. And when I say that in a theater or a club, women throw their purse in there. I'm telling you, women love it. Everybody, even though pissed is a cuss word in the state of Tennessee, and I'm ashamed that I said it, my mama hates it, but it is how you feel when you are going through the bad part of perimenopause and menopause.
Yeah, that's my mom. My mom has stories for me. What kind of feedback are y'all getting from that?
Really good. And what people love about it is it's very informative, because she is so smart with hormones. And she has 4,000 patients and can't see new patients. Nobody, all the doctors she's under, nobody wants to go to them. They want to go to her. And she I try to make it. It's fun. We've got a good chemistry. It's fun but it's entertaining, but yet it's informative. And I think that that's been a good mix. Or that's what they tell us. People they wanted us to go on tour, but I mean, she's too busy. She's got so many people, she can't go anywhere.
Yeah. Well, I know my mom, I have people in my family who've gone through menopause, and it's a little depressing, right? That's what I've heard, that it's just, you're kind of like, oh, what's happening to me in my body? And to be able to listen to you and then this other person to kind of help navigate through that, that's huge.
Yeah, because a lot of medical people, and I tell you, she said it the other day, it was a couple of podcasts ago. The reason why that all is there was a study that came out in the 80s, I think, whenever it came out, it told women that it causes breast cancer, that hormone supplements cause breast cancer, because they used one out of a pregnant female mare horse. So it was Premarin. All these women, my mama took Premarin. Well, this study was flawed, and it was about it was age women like 55 to 80 something, and it should have been 30 something to 60 something at age group, but it was flawed. They made it too many older women. Well, those women have heart attacks and strokes, and cancer, and more than younger women. So that the whole thing was flawed. I wish you had Karen here to tell you about it, because I'm not good at explaining stuff like that. But anyway, that made doctors say you can't take hormones anymore. So for 20 years, people have not taken hormones. So medical students didn't get that in medical school. So then they realized that study's flawed. And so now you've got this whole generation that doesn't know what to do with patients. So now you have these nurse practitioners and these new doctors coming up that are functional family practitioners or integrative, and they now know how to do. And if you go on hormones, it's so much healthier for you with your heart, your bones, your chances of stroke, and all those things. So anyway, it's hard to find people who know how to do them, how to put you on hormones. So that's why I think it's so successful.
Oh, that's amazing. Where can people listen to it?
Anywhere you can get your podcast. So Apple, I don't even know what all those things
Probably
are called.
Spotify, Google Play. Yeah, I would just.
Yeah.
I would suggest if you want to look it up and listen, just look it up and listen. Right.
Yeah. And we're trying to some of them are on YouTube, and but Sweaty and Pissed, Menopause, and more. Or Sexual Hate, which is bizarre, but they say that's because I sit and talk about how I try to get out of having sex, but because I don't feel good and I'm sweaty.
Hey, sometimes when you're sweaty, you don't want anyone touching you. Gross.
Yeah, I've done Zumba in the night. It's not, so I hate for you to even, you're young and vibrant, I can tell, and it's going to be because it looks like you eat right, you exercise. If you do the things you're supposed to do, it's so much easier on you.
I drink a little too much red wine.
Well, that's going to make you sweat when you're my age. That makes your blood vessels expand, and it's a booger.
Oh, great. You had to cancel your tour this year, right? Because the Rona?
Yeah.
Sorry.
I was going to start. Thank you. The 100-city national tour, the biggest thing in my career, the Big Panty Tour. And it was going to start in June, all over the United States, and during COVID.
Yeah.
So they just can't get that many people together. So, because it's going to be in theaters, probably about 2,000 seats. And so they're moving right now. They're moving every month. They look and see how things are going, because nobody knows what in the world to think. And so, but they move them to 2021. So right now, my August just got moved to 2021. So now we'll see about September.
Okay. Well, you do have some tour dates planned, so that's good. I'm going to keep my fingers crossed for that. And
2021's full. I mean, it'll be full all over the United States.
Fantastic.
I'll come up.
Okay. I'll have you.
Okay.
I'll take you 100%. I'm going to wrap up and get to the final three, but you just make me giggle, like belly laugh, belly laugh. Oh, I did have a question for you. What makes you laugh? What's funny to you?
Oh my gosh. Well, I mean, I love good comedy. I love stand-up comedy, and there's certain ones that kill me. But I mean, I love a lot of stand-up, and I love, even though I'm not blue, they consider blue, which is dirty. I don't mind dirty if it's funny. I love Dave Chappelle. I love humor. I've worked with a lot of people that you'd be shocked to know who all I've worked with. They're the young hip ones. but I love rom-comedies. I love all kinds of movies, a good story, things like that. And I've got fun friends that make me laugh. I like funny people. I want to be around fun, sweet people. I don't want to be around butthole people. You know?
No, I don't ever want to be around butthole people. Those are not my kind of people. Did you say blue comedy?
Blue comedy is what we call it in the biz, and that is people who are like R-rated, X-rated. Well, X-rated is a whole nother can of worms, but blue meaning, state language and content. Yeah, blue.
Okay. I did not know that. Yeah. Thanks for the education.
And the other things that make me laugh, my kids, I've got 3 really funny kids, and they're fun to be with, and we get so tickled and laugh so hard we cannot get our breath. And their daddy is just over there sitting because he gets hyper focused on I don't know. So, but me and the kid, all my life, we had fun. Like I'd say, y'all don't have to go to school. Let's go to zoo. I mean, we've had a ball. We've had a ball.
That's amazing. And you're going to be a granny soon.
I know, and I'm going to be a fun one.
What are they going to call you?
I don't know yet. Everybody tells me that's a big deal.
It is.
Whatever that it'll be from now on. So I'm still stewing on that. I'm working on that.
Okay.
And that's not something I can just come up with.
It's true.
I'm still studying.
My mama is a Mimi. She's a Mimi.
Mimi's cute. Mimi looks fun, like somebody that's young and vibrant.
Totally. Yeah.
And Honey, I think Honey's sweet.
That is sweet. That's super sweet. You'll find it. It'll just come. It'll come to you.
Yeah.
All right, Leanne Morgan, let's get to the final 3. Best advice you've ever been given.
To be myself. To be authentic and be yourself. And don't try to be anybody else. Don't try to emulate this comedian or this actress, or be who you are. And I swear that's the best thing anybody ever told me.
Awesome. What's your happy place?
The beach. I wish that if I get to go on the big panty tour, I would like to live down at the beach sometime parts of the year. I love it. But I tell you, also, now that I'm getting older, I also love the mountains. The mountains make me feel good. And I'm right here at the foothills of the Appalachia Smoky Mountains, Cherokee National Park. And I love that too. But I like to hear water or see it. I like to if I can just have a trickle, I can drink home, look at a water fountain or a lake. We used to have property lake was sold it, and I've grieved because I like to look at water.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have to be next to the ocean, at least just like a couple hours away. I have to be on one coast or the other. I need to be by water.
Oh, lucky that you have that.
Yeah, in fact, if you do ever come to Oregon, you must visit the Oregon coast because it's literally one of the most beautiful places on the planet.
I've heard that. I need to. I've never been.
Okay, bring those big panties over to Oregon, and we'll do that. Okay, final 3. If you were given a final meal and a final drink, what would that look like?
I would like to have carbonara pasta. When they put the egg with the ham, the prosciutto, or pancetta with. Everybody does it different, but I love that. It's rich, but I love that, and I would like a big glass of red wine with it, because I do love red wine. It makes me sweat, it makes me stay up all night while we're in the bed, but I do love it. That's what I would want. And then I would finish it off with some tiramisu.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's good stuff right there. That's a delicious final meal. You have been the cherry on my sundae today. Thank you.
Well, thank you, my darling, for having me. You are a living doll, and I bet that your family is so proud of you.
They are really, really proud of me. So, and they are big fans of yours. And so when I told my mom I had this interview, I woke her up and she was like, "No way." And she says to say hi.
Oh, I love your little mama. And I always think I'm so cute in a bun. And then I see myself on here and I think, oh my gosh, I look yellow. The color, I'm just one shade of yellow. My teeth right in. But if you can, Trish, please, I will get a spray tan and I'll get my 22-year-old blow my hair out and put me some eyelashes. I'll be so much prettier.
The spray tans are my new favorite thing ever. Best thing ever. The best thing that was ever invented.
I know. Love them.
Love a good spray tan. Yeah, love a good spray tan.
Yeah, love them.
Leanne Morgan, thank you so much. If you are listening to this podcast on Apple's podcast app or Spotify, go ahead and subscribe and rate and review. It helps other people find us. You can also watch this on YouTube. Just look for Off Script with Trish Glose. One more time, funny, funny, funny lady, Leanne Morgan. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I've had a ball.
Oh, good. And good luck with the big panty tour. I'm going to be looking out for you.
Okay, my darling, after this old mean COVID. Okay.